Okay, let's see if we can make this look good. Gonna leave it at 100. I'm gonna add a background color if it's gonna work. Gonna make it cyan. It's probably not gonna work on this one. I'm gonna just up the contrast and see if that helps. So we're just gonna add a little bit of extra lightness to it, but not too much. Don't know how this one's gonna work. It's a bit of a boring looking color-wise original, so let's see if we can make it look any good. Let's see what it is. It is, it's what I call a Snooty magazine, North Shore Living. Unfortunately, I don't fit into that North Shore shit. Those pants are going to blend in with the background colour, so I'm just going to change the background colour to something apart from blue or cyan. We're going to make it green. But yeah, this is our North Shore Living, one of the Snooty magazines from my local area. So I got this one posted, just sent in the mailbox, to, See how that works. But yeah, this is what I call a Snooty magazine. You sort of get the feeling they're up themselves, these people who just care about the local area, who just don't seem to have a life outside of the northern beaches. Yeah, that looks contrasty, and we got a bit of the green. It looks too contrasty. We're going to have to lighten that one up heaps, but we're going to lose the green if we lighten it up. So I'm wondering if we're going to lighten up the copy density. It's too dark. I think the contrast is way too contrasty. I think we're going to lessen the contrast, and the copy density, we're going to leave it at that. Wondering if we're going to leave the green, and hopefully it'll come up green even though it's not going to be as contrasty. But basically, yeah, this is a Snooty type of magazine. You get it from the North Shore. You know, everywhere else has their own magazines too, but this is the one that you get, one of the ones. You get other ones as well. There's heaps of these different local publications. And yes, it's better, and we still got the green in it. We got an interesting, so that's our first one, and this is our second one. So I'm wondering maybe where the centre of this job is going to be. Thinking it's going to be there. But yeah, it's a lot of people just love their local area. There seems to be a lot of local pride on the North Shore, northern beaches, etc. They just seem to have this real interest in their own area as opposed to showing an interest in other areas. They just seem to have they just seem to like having a boring existence in a local sort of area. I'm going to use this as a waiting room book. But basically, yeah, there's a lot of people that just live their lives for their local areas. They don't seem to have any ability or desire to think outside the local square or the local box. They think their whole life revolves around what's in their area, their coffee shop, their restaurant, their sports club, their push bike club. We've got some push bike people in my local area who have on their bike riding duds the name Camaret, because that's the suburb they come from, and they have it emblazoned on their cycling duds, which shows that their really local identity is really tied up with this area. And I just can't do that because I've had to move places so many times, so I can't get too chummy with a certain area because I always seem to be having to move on the go, you know. I'm on the move all the time. I've probably moved nearly 10 times since I lived in Sydney. So I've moved a lot, folks. You can't get too chummy and too precious about your little local patch. You can't. At least my experience has been such. And there's more to life than being local. I'd like to travel with my future husband Luigi. Travel to different places, you know. Make it more interesting than just your fucking backyard all the time. It's just not my thing. Just being stuck in the local zone of things. But a lot of people do. They just get stuck in the mud, and they don't seem to have anything else but to love their location where they live or where they're near. But it just gets a bit boring being local. You know, I do like going to the local coffee shop and that, but that's not my fucking whole life. It's not my fucking whole life being tied to this area. Anyway, I'm actually thinking that would have made a better job, but I think I'll just call it quits.